Hello? Hello? Oh. Hi, Soda. Oh my gosh, hey, I'm so glad you could make it. How are you feeling today? This is so weird. Oh, why is the quality so low for you guys? Oh, no, 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 no. Hang on, hang on, hang on. And then... Doot, 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 boop. Wait, wait, wait. We need to move that down. And then I need... I promise, I had all of this so set up yesterday, and now it's just... Why is my chat not there? Oh no! No, 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 no. Oh, I'm doing so good. I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better. I'm just trying to figure things out right now, because I had this all set up yesterday. It was all going super fine, because I did like 1,000 little test streams last night. And to make sure like everything was perfect. And now it's all falling apart immediately, as it would. I don't know. You know, that's just how it be, you know? There we go. Why is... Oh, wait, 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 wait. There we go. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm cooking, I'm cooking. My brain is functioning somewhat. Oh, there we go. We're doing it. We're doing it. Oh my gosh. Now let me just pull that down. Oh, hey Mayfei, how are you doing? It's higher quality on your phone for some reason. That's so weird. That's how I was looking at it last night when I was watching. It was like, okay, yeah, it looks so perfect on my phone, but then on my like little thing that I can see, it doesn't look, it didn't look too great. So I was like, oh no, everything's falling apart already. But how you doing, Mayfei? I actually saw your stream yesterday when, what was it? When you're drawing, I was just trying to think of the name, the sheep pasta. I gotta come in for a little bit of that. I was kind of lurking there for a little bit while I was trying to fix all the technical issues I was having. It was a lot of fun. But I'm just gonna we're just gonna wait, give them a few more minutes to... On my tablet, it's fuzzy. That's so weird. Oh, now it's actually starting to look better on my screen. That's so weird. Because, like, when I was, like, trying to set up, like, all of my stuff, I made sure, like, hey, how's my internet for streaming? And I have, like, 4 times above, like, the recommended upload speed. And so I'm like, it should look fine. And I don't want to risk it not being fine. But as soon as I popped up and saw that, I was like, oh no, of course it's gonna be like that. That's so sad. That's so sad. But yeah, no, that does not make sense. But yeah, no, I'm glad that you're both here. I'm so excited to get into this. We're probably only gonna wait around like 2, maybe 3 more minutes before we like start like going over stuff. I guess I can quickly explain like what like the stream is going to be. For starters, we're just gonna kind of take like a look at me, just kind of like all the things that I can do and all that stuff, and then look at all the other beautiful stuff that's been made by other people to help me get here. Which I'm super excited for, because I love talking about like all of the beautiful artists who've helped me get here. I'm so excited for that. And then I made a little presentation that we can go over, you know, just a little slideshow, just so you guys can learn a little bit more about me and that kind of stuff. And then depending on how everyone's feeling, after that we can either like play a game or call it there, depending on how long that all takes and how long people want to be here for, essentially. So yeah, that's the general plan. Oh, I saw. So I'm like completely like new to streaming and everything. Like I love watching people stream, but I'm such like a background kind of guy. Like it's like on in the background. I never watch it. So I'm just like seeing like all these little things pop up. Also, I'm realizing the chat is not quite working super well, huh? That's weird. Yeah, as I was looking all this stuff up, I learned about Streamlabs, which is gonna like sound so noobish. I know. I don't have like too much experience with streaming. Oh, also, oh. This is so scuffed, but that's so fine. How's like the music, the background music? Can you guys like hear that all right? How's that sounding for y'all? Because I would hate it if it was just like blowing out your guys' eardrums. That would kind of suck. Yeah, exactly. We all must go through some scuff. It's just what happens, you know? Especially because like now I'm looking at it, I'm like, The music is fine. Okay, that's good. That's good. That was what I was concerned about. Like, I would hate if this whole time you guys were just sitting here struggling, like, to hear literally anything. That would suck. But I'm just like sitting here looking at my stream stuff. I'm like, I don't know why chat isn't appearing on here. It should be. So I'm just like, that sounds like not today's issue, That sounds like something we'll figure out later. So we'll just probably give it just another minute, and then we'll get going. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I've been like, oh yes, we can hear it just fine. Thank you. Just because like this kind of feels a lot like giving like a college presentation, like with extra steps. 50% of the anxiety I've had of today is like, is it all technically going to work? I've done so many tests and things worked perfectly fine, and now they're slightly falling apart. But like you said, Soda, like scuff, it just happens. Oh, thank you. I love how I look too. I'm so cute. Oh, like when we talk about like all the people who like all the artists and everything, like that's a credit I gotta give to my VTuber mama. Is I am just so cute. I love it. That's like my favorite thing about me, honestly. It's so fun. But yeah, I guess with that being said, we can jump into showing me off a little bit more. Oh yes, absolutely you can. I would love that. I also we have it a little bit later in a presentation that I made, but like the art tag is ArtBender. If you want to like tag me in that or like send it to me on Twitter, I'm over there at DarkBender. I would love to see any fan art you draw. Also, did you draw like your profile picture? Because I saw that yesterday, and your profile picture is also so cute. I love it. I was just looking at it like, oh, this is just a fun little design right here. But yeah, with that being said, I guess let's just show me off a bit more. Because like, I didn't want to like do like a huge reveal, because I'm like, I've already been recording for 6 months using this model. There's not a lot of a point of being like, hey guys, let's see how many likes we can get to uncover this model that if you went to a YouTube channel, you'd see hundreds of hours of footage of, So I'm like, that just wouldn't make a lot of sense. Like, this is like a good way to like get us more like of an in-depth look, I guess is a good way to put it. So let me just go like this and then this. And then let's just go ahead and make me a little bit bigger for you guys. Oh, I'm so big now. So I got like 4 little expressions that we can do. Oh, I want to first show off this. So one of my goals that we'll talk about later is getting a full body for myself. That's what I'm so excited for, is just getting a full body. Just because right now I'm just a little disembodied upper half, which isn't like a bad thing, because 90% of the time I'm just like down here in the corner just being all like, wait. I clicked on the wrong layer. There we go. Whoop. Most of the time we're just down here like this anyways, so it doesn't like super matter that much. I didn't hear. My friend made it for me and the crew for a bet, and I forgot to change it back. I'll definitely tag you on Twitter. Oh, I'm so excited. Word of on. Don't worry. You can send like whole paragraphs in, and especially like since we're like smaller right now, like in terms of like people here, I can read all of these. So if you want to send in paragraphs, I've got you. Don't need to hold back for me. But yeah, since 90% of the time I'm small like this, I've never had like an issue like only being a disembodied upper half. But like that was one of my goals, to get more. But yeah, no, I love my little oh wait, hang on, I gotta adjust me a little bit more. This is so different from just normal recording. It's so funny. In normal recording, I just hit record, set me up, and then we're all good. But here I'm like, hey, I get to talk to people in real time. And that's like the thing I'm most excited for, obviously, as like anyone is. But I love my little cloak, got my cute little bow tie there, and then let's just make myself a bit bigger so everyone can see real good. Because this is my actual favorite. Ooh, wait, no, I want to say my favorite part for the end. Let's go over the expressions first. First off, I can put on my hood and take it off, and I love it. This is like the little head bobble I do, and I just love, like, look how big my hair is, all right? Just look at the mammoth, like the mop on my head. And then it all fits nice and cozy in this little thing, and it doesn't look awkward at all. It looks so good. I love it. And then I can get scared for when I see a spider or any body of water that's deeper than like a foot. I can get all scared and freaked out and not be okay. I use this one a lot. A lot of things scare me, and that's fine. No legs, gang. Who stole your legs? Casually types a thesis. Yeah, no, exactly. If you want to type a thesis at any point, well, see, I just don't think like my camera is very good. I have like a $10 camera, and it just, you know, it has a hard time capturing all of me in it, you know? I may only be 5'2", but it has a hard time capturing all of me. And no legs, gang. Oh, Mayfei, I didn't see that you didn't have legs either. Let's go. See? You know, legs are so overrated. We don't even need them. We don't need legs. And then I've got... Hang on. Oh, I've got angry for when I'm terrible at a video game, but I want to blame the video game instead. This is one I also use a lot, because I'm always mad at the video game. Forget not the video game's fault, but I like to blame it. And then we got... Oh no. When I get embarrassed because I realize it's actually my fault that I'm being bad at the video game and not the video game's fault for being bad. Oh no. Again, I was about to say another one I use a lot. I use all of these a lot. But I love all of them so much. Legend says his hair doubles in size when he's scared to ward off predators. Oh, exactly. Just like how isn't that how like birds do it? Like they'll like puff up their chest and like their feathers or try to scare people off. And so poofy, yeah. Oh, my poofy hair and poofy cloak, I love it. I've realized that in getting designed, I love big hair now. And that's what I always like love. And like if I'm ever drawing anyone, it's always like, all right, how big can I make their hair before it's just too much, you know? Even drawing people who have like small hair, like normal people hair, I'm like, I could make that bigger though. It's such a fun time. I love it. Big hair is so much fun to draw. I used to hate drawing hair until I started drawing myself. And now I'm just like, oh, I could spend hours just drawing my hair and ignoring the rest of me. I love it so much. And then my favorite part of me, I gotta make myself real. It's gonna be easier if I just make myself bigger on here. There we go. Wait. Hang on. We'll have to see how well this works. Oh, I'm a mammoth now. I'm as big as the Empire State Building. Oh, wait. Look at how my eyes move. My eyes are so pretty. And when I close and open them, the way that like everything in them kind of like wiggles about, it's like, oh, it's so pretty. When I first like actually got my model, I am taking up so much of the screen right now. This feels so personally close. I love it. Oh. But like when I first like got my model, I just sat there opening and closing my eyes for minutes on end. The sparkles just wait. I started looking at the stream and I was like, wait, why aren't my eyes closing? Realizing there is a few seconds of delay. It's not gonna just close immediately for me. Oh, this is this is like a learning curve to like actually streaming, but I'm so excited for it. I love it so much. But yeah, no, that's easily like my favorite part of like me, which might sound weird, having a favorite part of yourself, but you know, you gotta love yourself a little bit, or at least some parts about yourself. And that's one of the parts of me that I love, because I just think I look nice. It looks so nice. Hang on, let me just shrink myself back down to my proper, let me get myself back in my corner a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's a good size. I won't get in the way of anything at all here. And then we can go back to the stream, just moving myself around. I love going back to like seeing like the stream as you guys are seeing it and seeing stuff that I did like seconds ago and be like, what is wrong with my braid right now? I'm like falling apart. But yeah, no, now I have a little presentation that I can show you guys. So like you guys can get to know more about me and like my personality. Be like, hey, do I jive with this person at all? First off, welcome to my presentation of me. Here, I wanted to start off with like the most important part. To me, the most important part is crediting all of the wonderful people who helped me get here. First of all, there's essentially my character designer I sent on Nexus on Twitter. It's an English presentation time. Exactly. Part of what makes it feel like I'm back in school is, did I finish all the slides I needed to? Is this like the proper word count? I don't know if I included everything I needed to. Am I gonna get an F on this? So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, at Nexus on Twitter, drew not only my original profile picture for my other channel and the one I used on here for a little while before I was like, I just have me as a person. I could just take a picture of myself and put myself there now. But if you look at my banner, they're the ones who drew my banner for me. It's absolutely just wonderful art. I love how it looks. Everything about, like, when I was like when I was looking for like all of these people, like who I want to like draw like my profile, my banner, who do I want to like make my model and like draw like my overlays, I was like, it was like days upon days of just like looking for that person. Like, that is perfect for what I'm looking for. Like everyone here was like just picked out, like not like because of like any other reason than like I see what they make and I'm like, oh, I love what you make. But yeah, no, I just sent them like a pretty not great picture. Admittedly, it was not very good. And then they were like, took this design and were like, let me just cook and make it into something incredible. And then they did. Like, it looks so nice, and I'm so thankful, because that was like the start towards me like taking YouTube like and stuff like this more seriously, was getting that. Before I was kind of like a faceless person. Like I had like a character design before that, but it wasn't like, it was not what I want it to be, essentially. Like I started off as like just like a cloaked figure, and then as time moved on, I just kind of changed, you know? But yeah, no. Absolutely follow Nexus on Twitter. They're kind of taking like an art break sort of right now, but they're so good. They're so good. And then my VTuber mama is Kiora. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That's what I've always called her, is Kiora, and I would feel so embarrassed if I would say her name the wrong way this whole time. Not only did she make the model art, but she rigged and animated everything. She's so good, and like every single time like she uploads like any kind of like, hey, this is like what I've like worked on, like I get so excited because like her work's just so good. And like, again, like look at me. I think that I'm like, I look incredible. Not to toot Kiora's horn too much, but I think she did just such a good freaking job on this. Like, I love her. Everyone, like, if you see anything that you like here, chances are one of these three people made it. So go check them out. And then for my oh wait, I completely forgot. Hang on. I'm a silly little goober. I wanted to show off everything that was made before we got to who made them. Hang on. We gotta let's look at the there we go. Hang on. I need to move that back up. Oh, the chat's kind of appearing here. Why is it so dark? Hang on. I don't know why it's so dark. That's so weird. It was looking fine last night. Well, I guess that's like something I can look out for. I just need to make it a bit darker. Oh my gosh, is it on? Wait, no, that's starting soon. Presentation. I think it might be on the presentation. It's just so dark and faded that you can't see it. That's so funny. I can't believe it. But yeah, no, we have this just chatting screen, and this was made by Mayfae. She's in the chat right now. What? Just an amazing artist. When I was like looking for someone to make all of this, I saw her stuff and just instantly fell in love with it. So like, that was the perfect vibe. That exactly the power of scuff. That you know, that's going to be this whole stream. Just be ready for it, and I'm so excited for it. But like when I first saw her art, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so. It's just so cute, and I love it. And I was like, all right, that's what I'm picking, because it wasn't until like, I want to say like 2 weeks. Yeah, I think 2 weeks before this all started, I was so confident that I had everything perfectly ready for this 2 weeks before it was time for me to go live. And then I was like, oh wait, what about those like super great overlays that everyone has and that I've wanted and I just never made? And then I immediately went to Twitter and I was like, I need to find an amazing artist. And then I found Mayfae, gave her the deadline, and she was like, let me cook. And then in like 2 or 3 days, just produced these gorgeous, just beautiful little things. And I love them so much, because like, I felt like I gave like very vague descriptions, and then she took that, ran with it, and just made these. As you can, like, I'm gonna kind of move myself a little bit out of the way, just a little bit out of the way. In the background, you got the night sky and some temple ruins, and like, even though I never was like very specific about like what kind of like ruins I wanted, she was just like, yeah, don't worry, I know exactly what you want. And then she did. She knew exactly what I wanted, and it just worked out so well. So we have this one, and then the one that the other one that she made is, oh wait, no, where's me? Oh, there I am. It just took me a second to load in. I got so scared. But yeah, no, we got this like beautiful night sky and these like just gorgeous borders. And the best part about like all this stuff that she sent to me is that like, I have it all on like one layer right now, but I have it all imported in here, like just like so you guys can't see it, as separate things. So if there's ever like a moment of like, oh, these borders are getting in the way, then I can just like take them off. Or if we ever need to make just things bigger in general, then I can move all this stuff around and adjust it. I'm like, oh, that's so nice, because I was so scared about like not being able to do that. So the fact that we can is it's just so exciting. Anyways, back to the presentation. Oh no. There we go. There I am. It's all so pretty. I know, it's so pretty. She absolutely killed it, like every single way. Again, like I felt so bad for anyone that I was like gonna reach out to for the overlays, because I'm like, it's only like 2 weeks. There's no way someone could like, unless they're rushing like that kind of stuff, like there's no way they're gonna get it done in time and have it like look great. But no, like I think it was only like a few hours after I sent in my request, she came back with like a sample, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this sample's so good. I'd use this all, like I'd use it before you even finalize it. It's so good. And so like, I don't know, like again, not to toot any of these people's horns too much, but they are all incredible. And if you want anything made by any of them, absolutely check them out, because they're all so good. But yeah, with that being said, now we can get into the presentation. Here are some of the things like my Oshi marks. I was about to say, like, here's like sort of like the live streamer aspects. Yes, that's what I want to call it. For everything on here, we have my Oshi marks, which is basically just like, as far as I'm aware from everything I've looked up and from other people's streams, I'm like, these are kind of like the fan marks. Be like, hey, I'm supporting this person. Here are like these little emojis I'm going to tweet. Obviously, it's got to be a black and white heart. So I love them. Like, it's so pretty. Obviously, if you can't tell, I really like the black and white aesthetic. I don't know if that makes me edgy or just a liker of good color schemes. But anyways. And then we have the art tag, which is Artbender. And then there is the NSFW art, which I'm not someone who's like, yeah, draw it or don't draw it. I'm like pretty in the middle about most things. But I just didn't want it if people don't want to see it. It's a pleasure making. Oh, thank you. It was so much fun working with you too. Just like constantly getting like the little updates from you is like, oh, this is so much fun. I loved it, especially because it was always just so exciting to see what you had made. But yeah, not everyone wants to see NSFW art, so I'm like, yeah, let's just make those two things separate. Just so then if you don't want to see anything, you don't have to see it. And I also don't want to tell anyone not to draw stuff, you know, that sort of thing. And then the live tag is, I've never seen anyone actually use a live tag before, but I was like, I might. So I was like, Livebender. If you can't tell, I'm so creative. I'm so creative. Just take out dark and add in another word for what I want it to be. It works so well. Granted, for the art tag, immediately what popped into my head was, haha, hashtag dark art. But then I was like, that would just get so muddled so fast of people like, is there like wizards and witches on Twitter? I'm pretty sure there are witches. Are there wizards who practice the dark arts on Twitter? I don't know. But I was like scared that it would like get muddled in with all that stuff. And then we have the fan names, which is, they're so bad. I love them, but they're so bad. Sounds like cult shenanigans. Which part? The live tag or the dark arts part? Because both could be, I feel. But for the fan names, we have Benders or Fan Benders. I hate the sound of Benders, but it's also a little funny. So I was like, maybe we'll do that. Dark arts shenanigans. Yeah. The dark arts shenanigans sounds a little cult-like. And, you know, I'm not against cults. Again, you know, let people live the lives they want to live. But I also don't want to start a cult. Yet. I don't want to start a cult yet. We might get there. But yeah, no. Bents. Ooh, we could do Bents. That's gosh darn it, in like 10 seconds you came up with a better name than me. I appreciate that so much. Because I was just sitting there like, I kind of want it to be like kind of in line, but then I realized Benders and Fan Benders don't sound good. Maybe we shouldn't do that. But yeah, then moving on. Me. My birth date is November 4th. I am 22 years old. I'm a tiny little bean at 5 foot 2 inches or 157.48 centimeters, and my weight is none of anyone else's business. That's for me to know, okay? And then my favorite felonies to commit. Oh wait, hang on. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay, yeah, no. So my lawyer is actually telling me to skip this one because I could get committed. So we're just gonna really quick. My likes is McDonald's. Okay. Everyone trashes McDonald's, but the biggest part of like, because I've been like on a huge weight loss and like kind of like a, what do you call it? My brain just turned off. You know, like getting healthier. If you want to reference your background within Moonlights or the hood up thing, then Rogues. Ooh. Oh, Moonlights is such a pretty one. As soon as that got registered in my head. Wow, you're so good at this. I should come to you for all my ideas. Okay. You good with that? You okay being my idea person? Hopefully that's not too much. But yeah, no. Like I love like working out on all that stuff, but like the biggest part of like losing weight and like getting in better shape was, but I can't eat all my Mickey D's. Oh no. And then I love to run. Literally before this, when I was like, I mean, if you wanna, okay, absolutely then. Listen. I will come, if I ever need anything named, I will absolutely come to you, because you are like infinitely better at this. Healthy body, healthy mind, exactly. I've been trying to do a lot of that stuff for a long time, but man, McDonald's, I'm such a high carb person. Like someone will be like, oh, here's this S tier steak that I just cooked up, and I'll take a bite of it and be like, nice. Now hand me some of them Costco rolls, please. And I could just go to town on those all day. So I've been trying to work on a lot of that, and yeah, my Mickey D's addiction. I actually promised myself that if this stream goes well, then I'll give myself some Mickey D's tonight. But I love to run and all like, just like getting up and moving. I realize like, because like a lot of my hobbies are like sitting down and my job is sitting down, that like just the act of getting up and moving feels so nice, especially like when you're just running and jamming out to like some like hard running songs. It's so nice. It's like literally like, do you have human ears or elf ears? Ooh. Oh, let me make that easier for you to see them. Ramp. I got little human ears. It's just a little hard to see with all my hair in the way. Hopefully that made it a little bit easier. Here, let me make it a little bit bigger. Granted, I feel like just saying that it's human ears is probably enough. You know, my ears aren't exactly unique, so. But outside of what was I saying? Oh yeah, before like the stream started, nice. Before the stream started, I just went for a long run to get out all of my energy and angst. It helped. It didn't fully get rid of it. Oh, did I even finish talking about this? Because 50% of my anxiety about all this was, hey, am I gonna be good doing this? The other 50% was, is my computer and internet gonna hold up doing this? Because it works for me until I need it to, is essentially how like technology goes. I feel like that's how it goes for literally everybody. So I was just like running all that stuff out. And then I also love taking baths. It's one of those things of like, just finding the right bathtub for you, you know? And then it's like, oh, there's nothing I want to do more than just lay here for an hour and a half. Because it's to me, it's like, I could either take a 10-minute shower and hate how long I'm spending in the shower, or I could take an hour and a half long bath and just love every second of it. I don't know why that's how my brain works, but legitimately whenever I take a shower, I just go, I'm wasting so much time right now that I could be doing other things, but like this is taking so long. And I used to love showers, but as soon as I start taking baths, I can never go back. And then I also love literally anything spooky, like if it's like a scary story of like, here's like a real life event that happened, and whether it's like supernatural or like just something completely normal, but like someone like puts it in like a story format, I'm like, oh heck yeah, I'm so down for this. This is awesome. Like I love like creepypasta channels. I love going on to like Reddit and reading like true scary stories, you know, true in quotations. Or like so much of my TikTok is just me scrolling and being like, oh, here's this spooky little video that I just made. I killed 7 computers when I was in college. Technology hates me with a passion. I'm the opposite when it comes to bath and showers. So you're more of like a shower kind of creepypasta? Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Should I reveal this? Hang on. I'm going to respond to your technology thing first, because technology hates me so much. I don't know what it is, but like the fact that I had the chat working last night, but now it's just not, I think is like a pretty good like sign of like what it does for me. Like an issue I was having when I was trying to make like a lot of like of my YouTube shorts was I would basically just go through like my Let's Play, cut it all down into like a one short video, and then go out and pick like the best parts of that short video, and then just export all of those. For some reason, Premiere was just like, I'm just going to cut off the last like 2 seconds of all of these clips. So a lot of those clips were technically supposed to be better, but then even going back into Premiere and be like, why is it like this? And looking at like the raw footage, it's like, why is there like 2 seconds from all of these like taken off? And then like, that's just happened several times, honestly. I don't know why it happens. And then like the amount of time, like I work like a tech job. I don't have to like be good at tech, but I work on the computer. And the amount of times like I'll just have to call in and be like, hey, there's like an issue. And then people will be like, there shouldn't be an issue. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but there is. I'm just doing my job. It's just a whole thing. But yeah, no, creepypasta gang. So I'm not gonna say where. I'm not gonna disclose any information about this. But I love creepypastas so much that I actually had a creepypasta channel running for a little under a year. And it was decently successful, actually a lot more successful than like any of like my gaming stuff was. Like it like shot up to like 64 subscribers in like 2 months. And that was like back when I, on my gaming channel, only had like 30. So I was like, why? Maybe I should just switch over to this full time. Because I love creepy stories. I love reading the creepy stories. The main thing that happened to me is like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I kind of stumble over my words a little bit and put in a lot of ums and likes and that kind of stuff. And that would pop up so much in my recordings of those. It was impossible to get through like a 15-minute recording, like what should be a 15-minute recording, and it not take like 45 minutes basically. So I was like, but I hate editing these so much. It's so boring. I hate it so much. And so I kind of just dropped the channel. It's one of those things like if I had like so much more time, I would get back to it because it was successful. Like, you know, obviously it's not like, oh, making me money and stuff like that. But I'm like, you know, people liked it. And that's like the main thing with like all of my YouTube stuff is like, I've never been quote unquote successful at it. But like, if people like it, if anyone likes it, then I'm good with it, you know, that sort of thing. And then I love recording. What's your favorite creepypasta? Oh, that's so hard. Oh my gosh. I recently, like, it's a classic, but Ben Drowned, because I listened to it when I was a kid, which I realize is like such a cliche answer, I feel. But Ben Drowned, I didn't understand like the wider context of it when I was a kid. I was like, it's just a silly little Zelda story. Well, who cares? And then I went on a deep dive about it and found like all the extra files and like how it's actually like an ARG basically, and it's so good. And then there's also Tales from the Gas Station, which I don't know if you would count that as a creepypasta anymore, because it is just like 4 full novels at this point. But I love Tales from the Gas Station. Oh, there's also I feel so basic right now. There was also a rewrite of Jeff the Killer, which was actually like pretty decent, and I dug it a lot. And then I could go on this train for so long. I'll just like throw out a couple more. I also loved Lily Madwhip. Like that's a whole series that I just really like. Ben John was my first creepypasta. That's how it is for that's like just how it is for so many people. Because it's like, it's one of those things like people who get it, you know, it's good. But if you don't like go like read into it too much, it's just like, oh, it's just like, you know, what sets up all the cliches for like creepy gaming pastas from there on out. But what's your favorite creepypasta? Because like there's so many good ones. And like every Halloween, I just start looking up like, what's like some more creepypastas I can read or listen to while I'm going about my day. Because whenever I go on walks or I'm at work or working out, it's just listening to either podcasts or people playing games or spooky stories. I love it. And then I love to record. Like, I talk about this in a video that I'm working on. But like, if I wasn't recording, I would like never play video games. Because like, it's just something I never made the time for until I was like, I don't want to record these. And then I have so much fun recording them that like, it's like the thing keeping me passionate about playing games, essentially. Like, if I'm not playing them with, like, friends and such, I just never play them. Unless I'm recording now. And it's just, like, such a fun time. And then singing. I used to take... I have a terrible voice now, I'm not gonna lie. I tried singing a couple times in the past couple of weeks. I'm like, man, my voice has fallen off hard. I love the stories of Hobo Heart and Tiki... Oh my gosh, Tiki Toby. I haven't heard that name in so long. That just activated a memory of me just sitting in my room years ago. Like, oh my gosh, how old was I? Maybe like, I don't even want to throw out a guess, like 12, 13, 14, something like that. Hearing Tiki Toby on YouTube. It can't have been that long ago. Is Tiki Toby already 10 years old? Oh, and Marble Hornets. Oh my gosh. I actually watched that like super recently. It's so good. Because like Marble Hornets was one of those ones that was like always built up for so long. And then I was like, oh, it's not going to live up to the expectations. And then it does. It hits it out of the park. And I'm like, I've always wanted to make something like that. Obviously, that's like super hard to do, but I've always wanted to. if you can't tell, there's a lot of things that I want to do that I just haven't exactly done yet. But you know, my plans are to get there. But yeah, no, I used to like, even be in like a musical theater. Apparently they're bringing it. Oh, are they? They're like remaking it? I heard it got made into like a movie and the movie wasn't good. That's what I've heard about it. And then there's also like the Slender Man like movie in general, and like that's just not, that doesn't hit either. Were they in? No, they weren't involved in that, I don't think. But like I heard that it was made into a movie and that just people didn't like it very much. So yeah, I was in musical theater for a long while, and I even took voice lessons, and I loved it. I was like, maybe this is something that I might want to do. And then COVID hit, and I couldn't. The movie was absolute trash, and so was the Slender Man one. Yeah, no, I saw one trailer of the Slender Man movie and went, wow, they took one of my favorite horror games, made it look genuinely awful, and like, I'm never seeing this movie. And I made it a promise to never watch the Slender Man movie, because it looks so bad, and I've never heard a single person say a positive thing about it. I did theater. Who are you? Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing we are just kind of like the exact same person. Wait. Did you do theater or musical theater? There is the slight difference of singing and dancing, but they're close enough. So I was in there for a while, and then COVID hit, so I couldn't really do like any kind of theater stuff, and I couldn't meet with my voice teacher anymore. So I just kind of fell out of it, and then it's one of those things I never got back to. And then I also love my dog. My dog is like one of the most important things to me. I love her so much. Her name is Iris, and she's a golden labradoodle. One of the cutest, sweetest little things in the world. And I've never met anyone who doesn't like her. Like, other people have had to like take care of her for me in the past, like when I go on like vacation and stuff like that. Everyone loves her. Ours was a all-in-one. Oh, that's really interesting. Where at work for me was like, there was the musical theater. Yeah, my puppy. But there was musical theater, and then there was like obviously like normal theater outside of that, and like it was all done by the same person, and a lot of people were in both, but they're like kept it like very separate. Like you had to sign up for both to be in both essentially. And yeah, no, I love my puppy. She's like 8 or 9 years old this year, which makes me sad because like, she's getting a little older, but she still has such puppy energy. Like she'll just come up to you with like one of her toys and be like, look at you with puppy dog eyes and be like, can I play? And it's like, no, I'm at work right now. Technically, I should be working. And then I'll just look at my watch and be like, but I got like 5 minutes, I guess. And then I will just go play and like roughhouse for a little bit. I love her so much. And then my last like on here is the one cult member that asked me if I wanted to join. This is such a weird story. Basically, I'm just sitting, vibing. What are your favorite games right now? Right now, I'm currently playing through the Resident Evil 4 remakes DLC. Love that game. I used to not like Resident Evil at all. Now it's like one of my favorite series of all time. I'm also loving Baldur's Gate, just like literally everyone else is. Oh my gosh, I just realized I didn't include Baldur's Gate on this at all, because there's a whole section where I talk about games, and I didn't include Baldur's Gate at all. How could I do that? But like, I was about to say I haven't played too much, but I've played like 30 hours of it. Barely made it anywhere because I'm just trying to do everything possible. Current Shadowheart simp, so But what about you? What are some of your favorite video games? Because like that's another thing is like, I just love like hearing about like other video games and stuff like that, like other things that people like. Because then if other people like them and talk them up, then I can get new things to also like. But yeah, one time I was asked to join a cult, which was an odd little experience because there was really like it's funny. Ooh, debut. Hey, Kiara. Glad you could be here. We're just going through a quick presentation right now, just me and stuff about me. But I'm so glad that you could be here. I'm glad you made it too. Undertale, Genshin Impact, and Overwatch. I'm very basic with games. I haven't played Undertale yet. I've had it for like, oh gosh, since it came out, and I've never played it. Same thing with Genshin Impact. And I'm so bad at shooters that I'm like, I wanted to try Overwatch, got it, sucked at it, and refused to play it again. But yeah, no, a cult. Basically, it was like funny that you brought up like one of my favorite games, because it was while I was recording Resident Evil 4, I just got a little knock on the door, and I had to go answer it because my dog was freaking out because no one was answering the door. So I got her all taken care of. I opened the door, and it's just this guy, and I've never seen him before. And this is like the kind of neighborhood where if I see someone, I recognize them. Like, oh, I see you walking your dog all the time. I see you like taking your kids to school. Oh, I see you like coming home from work, that kind of stuff. Because like I love being outside. I love just being out and about. So I see like all my neighbors. I'm like, oh, I've never seen this guy before. And he just starts talking to me about how he and his wife just formed a church recently, and they're trying to find members for it. So he asked me if I wanted to join. And me, loving spooky things and being like, this isn't just, you don't just open a church, you know? That's like a thing that you have to like go through a whole process for. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm interested. Like I can't like do anything about it right now, but like if you just give me like the address and everything, then I can absolutely show up. So he gave me the address, and I'm kind of walking by it one night. It is just a barn house with a bunch of people just like sitting around a huge fire. And I'm like, if I go in there, I might get stabbed. Mostly because it's a little barn in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's not exactly the middle of nowhere, but it's like surrounded by such a thicket of trees on a private property that I'm like, it's basically the middle of nowhere. If I went in there and got stabbed to death, no one would hear, ever. And so I was like, maybe this just isn't what I should be doing right now. But I'm like, you know, I really appreciate the offer. Hence why he's here, you know? He just popped up, was like, I'm just gonna open a church in my little barnyard and just invite the neighbors to come by. So I'm like, how could I not like him, you know? And then my dislikes. Spiders. Hate them. The worst things ever. It's such a bad phobia of mine that like I can't even see like pictures. Yet that is wild. I know. Cause like I think it's still going. Cause like VTuber shows rare consent. You know, you're not wrong about that. Unwrong. But it was like such a moment of like, I even had to fight with myself. Like, I'm so curious. And I love doing things to have a story to tell about them. But then the little part of my brain that's like, no, I'm smarter than you. You should listen to me when, if you're going in there, you're not going to tell anyone that story ever. And I'm like, you know what? Valid point. So I left. And I still think it's going on because it's like on one of my walks that I like to take, it's just kind of like off in the distance. And I just see like fires in there all the time. It was like actually like on my running route today. And the fires were so bad that they were doing there because I guess they're just constantly lighting fires. That like I had to completely avoid that way coming back because it just started like choking me. Like I couldn't breathe walking through there. It was not a fun time. So I guess that's the one thing I don't like about this cult member is that he starts too many fires. But yeah, no, hate spiders, worst phobia ever. Actually, no, second worst phobia ever. After the ocean. Listen. I downloaded Subnautica specifically to play for Halloween last year and was so scared of the idea of the ocean that I'm like, maybe in this horror-related month, I could not be that scared. Because it's like, for me, it's like, if I look down and I can't see the bottom, I'm not okay. It can be a lake where it's like, yeah, the worst thing in there is some goldfish. And if I can't see the bottom, I am freaking out. I can't handle it. That's why, hence, the one under that is, nah, I'll never go in the ocean because we haven't even explored. Exactly. And whenever we find anything new in the ocean, it's always some abomination that shouldn't exist. And we should, like, I don't want to say that we should get rid of. We know what space has, not the ocean. Exactly. Even after, like, especially after they put out, like, the thing of, like, oh, yeah, we have aliens, by the way, guys. I'm like, cool. We now officially know more about the space. Like, space by a lot more than we know of the ocean. And everything in the ocean is a lot scarier than what we've seen of space. So I don't want to boil the ocean and make some, oh my gosh, that would be incredible. Especially since like I've actually started getting really big into seafood recently. So I'm like, ooh, that doesn't sound like a bad idea to me. But yeah, no, just any deep water. It can be like up to my knees, and if I look down, can't see the bottom, it's over for me. I don't want to be in it anymore. Any kind of creepy crawlies in general, like I don't like to kill them. I'm the type of person who I'm like, I'll let you live because I don't want to hurt you and you scare me to be around. So I'm just going to do with what I do with most of my fears and try to ignore you until you become an unavoidable issue. And then obviously bad drivers. There's nothing, even if it's like a small issue, if it's like someone just doesn't signal when they're changing lanes, if they're like within eyesight of me and there's like no one else around and there aren't a danger to anyone, I'm like, that's making bad habits. You shouldn't be doing that. Just turn on your signal. That kind of like minor stuff for some reason drives me insane. Like again, even if they're not endangering, if they're endangering anyone, then that's like such an obvious, like, yeah, no, obviously you dislike them. But I'm the type of person like, you could be doing like small, tiny little infractions and it'll drive me up the wall. Leg day. I hate doing leg exercises. I hate them so much, especially lunges, but I do it anyway. Cause gosh darn it, are my legs so strong now. people who don't pick up after their dogs. Basically, there was like a summer where like once a day or something, there was just a new pile of dog in like, dog poo-poo in my yard. And I had to pick it up every day. I'm like, I know this isn't my dog. She only goes in the backyard because that's the only place she has access to unless I'm with her. And if I'm with her, then I would see that she just pooped on my front yard and I would have picked it up then. So it's just like someone just brought in their dog, let it go into the bathroom on my yard every day and never picked it up. And that drives me up the wall. And then we have grocery shopping. Such a first world problem of like, I just hate going to the store and picking out all my stuff because I always forget something and then have to go back. Bleh. And then technology. We've talked enough about like, we've talked so much about like technology and how much I despise it in the stream already and how it just never works for me. Like, if you're wondering why the chat isn't on here for people like tuning in recently, is because technology just doesn't work. I did several practice streams last night and they all worked perfectly fine. I could see the chat every time. But right now it's just like, no, I'm just not gonna work for you. And again, as someone who works with technology every day, not by choice, but like by just process of like all my hobbies have to do with it and my job relates to it, it's just not fun. What do I have next? I made this so long ago, I don't remember. Oh, my skills. What? Not available. Moving on. The video games I like when I was just thinking of these, I'm like, what are the video games that I play the most? Pokemon had to go at the top of the list. There was like a time when I was not playing anything but Pokemon, like only a few years ago, because I'm like, it's just like such a nice, comfy little game series that I love. You haven't unlocked skills yet. No, I have not unlocked skills yet. I've been trying. Haven't unlocked one yet. My skill tree is empty. And then I love Kingdom Hearts, any kind of Spider-Man game. Like, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of open world games, but you let me web sling and I will sit there and swing around for hours on end. I've never finished the Spider-Man PS4 game because I would spend so many hours just swinging through the city that I'd forget how to play the rest of the game and what the story was even about and be like, I guess I gotta start over again. Oopsie poopsie. And then we have Resident Evil, which, again, we kind of talked about already. Did not care at all about Resident Evil up until literally a year ago, and now it's one of my favorite series of all time. Like, I've been putting off finishing the newest DLC that came out for it because I'm like, I don't want it to be over yet. I want to keep playing Resident Evil. I need the next one to be announced. And then I love Fire Emblem. I'm such a weeb about it because it's so good. Everything, almost like, even like the Fire Emblem games that people don't like as much, I love them. I love them so much. Like, Engage came out recently and people are like, oh, the story's so bad, it's so not good. But I'm like, no, the characters are so dumb and I love all my idiots. I love it so much. And then Smash Bros, all of them are so good. Sonic, such a huge Sonic fan, always have been. There aren't a lot of good games, but you know what? He's not like one thing from my childhood that like I just physically can't let go of, regardless of how hard I try to. Spyro, he's also just a classic thing from my childhood of like, I just love him. They haven't made like a new game of him. Like they put out like the trilogy not too long ago. And like not too long ago, it was years ago. Played it, like the first one of it, like because I think it was like 3 games that you get. Loved it, it's so good. And then just miscellaneous horror games, because I feel like that's a lot harder to put in like a category. And I wanted this list to keep going, but I kind of had to cap it somewhere. Who's your favorite Sonic character? Oh gosh. I'm so basic. I feel like I'm in the same spot as everyone else because it's just like Sonic and Shadow, specifically like Sonic Adventure 2 Shadow, before he actually just turned into the edgiest boy ever. Because like back in Sonic Adventure 2, he had like some snark and he had some like edge to him, but he was also a little bit of a sassy boy. Like I love Sonic Adventure 2 Shadow. He's so good. But what about you? And listen. If you say that we're twinning and having Sonic and Shadow as our favorite characters again, I just don't know what I'll do at that point. But yeah, just miscellaneous horror games. And then like here's just kind of like my favorites of like each of these series. There's like Black and White 2, Platinum, Arceus, Let's Go. I am the biggest Let's Go defender on the planet. I forgot that I had put that there, and then I saw it, and it just kind of like woke up my brain, being like, oh no. Because no one likes this game. But whenever people complain about what they want from a Pokemon game, it's always Let's Go, outside of difficulty. Blaze and Shadow. Don't hurt me, okay? I just like that he has... Oh, you know what? based on your comments on my the video where I also had a gun, you like guns, don't ya? But no, you know what, Shadow? He's such a valid option. Shadow the Hedgehog is in fact the best Sonic game. We were literally talking about this last night. You know what? I think I'm changing up on it. Last time when we were talking about it, I was like, you know, maybe it's not that good, you know, looking at it as like an adult. But it's so, you know, it's fun. It's just a wild time. And Blaze, that's such a valid option. I feel like I never see anyone like have her as a favorite character, but like everyone like who's played her games like, oh yeah, like Blaze is pretty cool. But no, Let's Go, one of the best Pokemon games. The only thing that people like complain people have about it that's valid is that it's Kanto again, and that it's not hard. But Pokemon hasn't been hard in so long, or even like had any modicum of difficulty. Pokemon's never been hard, but it's never had to like, it's had difficulty before. And Let's Go is just continuing that, you know? So if you're gonna complain about that in Let's Go, you have to complain about that in all Pokemon. But I love the style, it's so cute. You can play it 2-player, which is so much fun. I love it. He's like 50, done with everyone, and ready to shoot. He's perfect. Blaze is literally a princess of her own dimension. The first. Oh yeah, she does have like the other dimensional Chaos Emeralds. I completely forgot about that. Before they were like, actually, the only characters who can go super in Sonic are male hedgehogs, and it's like, what is this random like little thing? What about Super Knuckles and Tails and Blaze? Like, they don't fit those boxes, but they can still go super. Yeah, the Soul Emeralds, right. Also, yeah, Shadow is like 50, huh? He's just a grouchy old man who likes to shoot people. Firecat goes zoom. But yeah, Let's Go. It also has like follow Pokemon that like actually works, which everyone's been asking for. It has ride Pokemon. It's so good. And then Kingdom Hearts 2. I mean, Kingdom Hearts, bleh. It's hard to not just put all of them outside of Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't like Kingdom Hearts 1 like at all. It's just not fun. It's like it was their first try at it. You know, I try not to be too mad, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is like probably my favorite or second favorite game of all time. It's like super high up there. The other game that compares with that is the Spider-Man PS4 game. That's probably my other favorite game, which is funny. I just said I've never finished it, but that's because I have so much fun just goofing in it that I've never finished it before. But yeah, no, I love Kingdom Hearts 2, Dream Drop Distance, Birth by Sleep, and then Spider-Man games, Web of Shadows, or Friend or Foe. And listen, Friend or Foe is another one of those games that gets crapped on all the time. But when you got a friend and you're just sitting there going through it, or you go into the arena and just like insta-kill your friend with a throw, it's so much stupid fun. I love it. It's such a dumb game, and that's why I like it. Resident Evil, I kind of just put on all the ones I like. The only one I don't like is 7. I don't like, that's a hot take. I don't know if there's anyone here who cares about that, thankfully. But 7's so not fun to me. All of these other ones have things that I like about them. 7 is like the first 30 minutes are so scary. And then after that, it just falls off so hard. And it's just not scary. It's not funny. The combat's not that fun. I'm like, I think I'm good. I think I'm okay here. And then we have Fire Emblem. And again, all the ones I've played, I love. The only one that has like 2 question marks next to them are Fire Emblem 7, because it's been so long since I played. I'm like, can I really judge that? And Fire Emblem Fates, because the story is actually like, when I was talking about Engage and how I don't mind the story being stupid there, it's because I feel like the game knows that it's dumb, but Fates takes itself so seriously in the story that's like, I can't handle this. Because like all the supports are so fun, and I love most of the characters, but then the story is like irredeemably bad, I feel. And then we have Smash Bros, bangers, all of them, they're all good. Nothing like, even like Brawl, which people don't like because like of like tripping, and it's not like fast enough, and like competitively it's like the worst one, but it's like, but it's got Subspace Emissary. That's all you need. That's all you need to make the game good. Oh, and then Sonic. If you can tell, I love the 3D Sonic era. I'm like the biggest Sonic 3D like defender in the world. Almost done drawing the poofy hair. Why must you be so floofy, Mr. Bender Pencil? Oh, Mr. Bendy Pencil. Listen, I love poofy hair. I don't know what you want from me. But I love Sonic 2. That was my first Sonic game, like many other. It's just such a fun time. And then Unleashed. Yeah, the Werehog's not that fun, but the like daytime stages are so fun, and I actually really like the story in it. And then Sonic Generations is like, agreed upon to be a great game. Like, come on, we don't need to talk too much about that. And Sonic Frontiers, I have such a love-hate relationship with it because like the things that I don't like about it, I really don't like. But then the good parts hit so hard, and I love it. And then Spyro, there's not a lot to say about Spyro just because like he hasn't had a game in so long outside of like the Reignited trilogy. So I like Reignited, Original, and then the Legend of Spyro series. Again, I just love things that people don't, I'm realizing. And that's why I put Legend of Spyro there, because I've never heard like good things about this. Like people will be like, it's like a 5 out of 10. And that's like the most positive thing I've heard about that. Those games were my childhood. Have to go back to lurking, sadly, but have fun with your debut. You're doing, oh, thank you. And like, don't worry about lurking or anything. Like, that's so fine. If you're here, like, that means a lot. So like, thank you. But have like fun with like whatever you got going on. And then we have Spyro. Wait, is that true? Did Spyro 4 actually leak recently? Don't. No, I made it a rule to not be on my phone during this. I can't pull it up. I can't pull it up. No, I gotta stay focused, which is honestly one of the biggest issues I have is staying focused. But then yeah, no. When I was thinking about like horror games that I loved, I'm like, I realized I've never actually played that many horror games. I tend to just watch them. Even though whenever I play them, I have a great time. So we have Slender the Arrival, probably my favorite one, honestly. It was just like a pure horror game, just because like, I don't know, it's just memories of just like sitting bundled up in a blanket, being terrified the whole time. And I've been informed by a certain somebody who's in the chat that they're doing like a whole rehaul for Slender, and after that rehaul happens of like visual updates and everything, we're absolutely playing that on stream. I'm so excited for that. Then I have Amnesia the Dark Descent there, and well, I've never actually played it. I have it, and I've been saving it for stream. But it's a horror classic. I've seen so many people play it, and I've been avoiding it. Oh, I bumped my disc. But I've been avoiding watching people play it for so long that like, just because I want to like go into it like as blind as I possibly can. And then we have Anne. I want to like represent a little bit of RPG horror, like RPG Maker horror games. There we go, nailed it. Just because it's such like a thing that people love, you know? It's like a genre that people love. I've never gone too into it, but I played Anne not too long ago. I recorded it, and speaking of technology hating me, I have a very strong computer, super strong. All right. But when I recorded Anne, for some reason, it just like stopped recording halfway through. So I just was like, well, whatever. I played the whole game in one sitting. It was like 2 hours long, and I have like 45 minutes of it. That's awesome. So yeah, but it was such a good game. I loved it, and so I'm like, maybe RPG Horror Maker is better than I gave it credit for. Also, okay, no, you guys can't see my mouse. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then manga. I'm so basic. Okay, the little thing right here. When I was like trying to make these lists, it felt like when you're making like a Christmas list, like throughout the whole year, you can be like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want that. But then as soon as you sit down to actually make the list, it's like, okay, turns out I have everything I need. Naruto, let's go. Oh, Naruto is my second favorite manga of all time. Let's go. Oh, I love it. Freaking, it's been such a big thing for me. Like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. I'm like, man, I'm so nostalgic for these. I want to go back and reread them, because whenever I reread like small sections or rewatch small parts, I'm like, dang, these bang. They're such good like stories. But I'm like, I want to reread them all in full, but that's just such a time sink. And yeah, so I just kind of put on like my top 3 are like One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, and then everything else is just kind of under that. But when I was trying to make this list, I'm like, I know I've read other manga outside of shonen. I just can't remember any of them. Naruto and Fairy Tail made me who I am today. You're a Fairy Tail fan? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's one that I forgot to put on. Yes, it'd be another shonen, but that's what I forgot to put on here. I love Fairy Tail. Oh, see, we just got the unpopular opinions, you know? I love the unpopular Sonic games. I love the unpopular mangas. Like, Fairy Tail gets so crapped on, but it's so good. I love it. And then we have Tokyo Ghoul without confidence in it, because I love Tokyo Ghoul, and then I read I binged Tokyo Ghoul or on High School Host Club. You know, I've never actually seen that, but like, that just seems like one of those like anime and manga that people are like, you know what? Even if I don't have anything necessarily positive to say about it, I also don't got anything negative to say about it. So, yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad one to like. But then Tokyo Ghoul Re, I read like the first 10 chapters after binging Tokyo Ghoul for like a weekend. And I got like 10 chapters in and I was like, oh, oh, you did? Ooh, you made a scythe? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, so hang on. Are you kind of in the same camp as I am where Re's, okay, maybe if you've read or watched more of Re, you have a different opinion. But the beginning of Re does not hit at all the same as like original Tokyo Ghoul. You know, like that's why I didn't necessarily drop it. It's just on a long, indefinite hold right now because I tried pushing through it, but I was like, it's just not hitting the same. It just doesn't do it for me. Like Kaneki, like they did like such little things, like differences between like the anime and the manga. Like when I first watched the anime, finally someone who agrees. It just isn't the vibe. It just feels Tokyo Ghoul is in Shonen Jump, but it doesn't feel like a Shonen Jump manga really. But then Re, like, feels like a completely different story, and I'm like, why? And it's not only that, but it's just kind of it was a little boring. It feels like a completely different story, and it's a kind of a boring story at that. I've heard it's like a lot better later on, but I'm like, that's such a struggle. I hate it when people say that because that means I have to go through stuff that I won't like. Oh, I'm so glad you agree. And then One Punch Man, probably like my favorite art ever. Like, not only does it have like a good story with like well-written characters, but like the art is just on another level. Like whenever I'm like drawing myself and I'm like, I just kind of want to see how someone draws anatomy, I'll look up Yusuke Murata, the author and artist of, well, not technically the author, the person doing the rewrite of it. And like I'll look up like, how does he draw like an arm or a leg? And I'm like, oh wow, right, you need to be an his okay lives rent free in your mind. Yeah, I think like that like might be the most iconic part of all of One Punch Man is just okay. It's been memed on, it's been recreated so many times by like YouTubers, VTubers. I feel like I've seen it in other anime too. I can't name them right now, but like I feel like I've seen it. It's so funny. But like I'll look up like anatomy references, like how do other people draw these? And I'll look at him and be like, oh, I'm like 5 years away from being able to use this man as a reference. And then I also love Black Clover, which just gets the bad rep of being the Naruto fairy tale ripoff. But like, I get it. Like on a very surface level, it is. But then once you get into it, it's like, oh, Asta's like his own completely different character from like Natsu or Naruto, and all the other like Black Bulls are so fun. It like apparently it's been really bad. Like I started like not liking the last arc so much. I had to do a study of Masashi Kishimoto's for my art diploma, and it's both inspiring and humbling. Yeah, that's so. See, like art studies are so important, but like sometimes you'll just be sitting there looking and be like, oh, I'm so far away from these people. And Black Clover, I personally love it. Like again, like you do kind of have to like look a little bit past like it's very derivative of like stuff like Naruto and what Fairy Tail, but it's kind of like it's taking like the generic shonen formula and then doing it so well. And like the best part of like the Black Clover to me is like the characters. Like that's always my favorite part of stories, and Black Clover just nails the characters. It's like such a huge cast, and they all get like development, they all get screen time. Like if you have a favorite, chances are they'll get like a good amount of screen time at some point. But then like like the last arc, it's kind of like the last arc of a lot of shonen stuff of like, or just a lot of manga in general, is like it's just not doing too great for me. Like it wasn't bad, but then like when I took a break, so then like because I don't like reading weekly, I was like, I'll just let it get like 30 chapters ahead and then I'll get back to reading it. And then in that time, everything fell apart. People are raving about how terrible it is now, and like that it's like just awful, and there's so many like just plot holes and like there's so much plot armor now that there wasn't there before. And like people are just like talking about the plot and like how bad it is. I'm like, oh, don't ruin this. You're so close to a great ending. And yeah, no, if the characters aren't likable or well developed, it can't get into the story. So true. If the characters like, it doesn't matter how good the story is. If I can't like the characters, then I can't get into the story at all. Like, not to give out another hot take, I guess, but like Evangelion is like one of the most popular stories ever, or at least one of the most popular anime ever. And like people just like love the stories and they love the character. I'm like, I mean, the story is fine, but the characters, which I hear are like the main draw of it all, I just don't like. And so I hated watching Ava the whole time. And then it's like such like a generic option, but I was like, I gotta put Full Metal Alchemist on there. Stop with your clone shenanigans. Wait, what do you mean stop with my clone shenanigans? What do you... Oh, having the same opinion. Yeah, like the moment before your chat popped up, it just like crossed my mind like, oh, stop having the same opinions. It is a little scary how close we are on like all of our opinions. But yeah, I just loved how as soon as you said that, I had to question it, and then right before your next message popped up explaining what you meant, I'm like, oh right, this thing, this whole like little bit that we've been having the whole time. But like, you can't have like a best manga list and not have Full Metal on there. At least talk about whether you like it or not. Or at least I feel like you can't, because like everyone loves it. Like I've never heard people be like, yeah, no, Full Metal, so overrated. I love it. Oh, I don't know what that was. Oh, hang on. I don't know what's going on, guys. I think someone else put like some stuff into my stream. That's a little. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just had a. Wait. Oh, there we go. I don't know what all that was about. We just had to get some glitchy little panels to get to like the best kind of manga ever. Yuri or girl love manga. Oh, I've never watched Full Metal or Brotherhood. I was busy watching X-Men. Like, okay, do you mean like the 90s cartoon or like the movies? Well, I guess granted, if you were talking about, it's probably the movies then. Because if at the same time, we love women for exactly. Like, it's not on here, but my current favorite visual novel is Please Be Happy, X-Men Evolution. Oh gosh, I'm such not. One Piece 4 Kids is the best anime of all time. I know you don't mean that. We've had so many talks about how much you don't like that and how much better normal One Piece is, but that still physically hurt to read. X-Men Evolution cause chaos. But see, this is like the one place where our opinions are like so deviated. Cause is X-Men Evolution the one where they sew Deadpool's mouth shut? Is it that one? No, that's X-Men Wolverine. Hang on. I'm breaking my phone roll really quick. I'm looking what X-Men Evolution is, because I'm like, that's so familiar. Hang on. The cartoon. Okay, it is the cartoon series. That sounded so. I just had to double check, because I do like Marvel and stuff like that, but I've never been too tapped into the Wolverine. I mean, not the Wolverines, the X-Men. They're in high school and stuff. Oh. You know what? Maybe I don't know what you're talking about then. That's funny. So yeah. Hey, we finally found a difference in our opinions. They get to deal with mutant racist. Isn't that kind of like all of X-Men though? Is just like dealing with mutant racist? I feel like that's just like all of X-Men. Oh, I just realized I never finished saying my favorite visual novel right now is Please Be Happy, which is just all about girl love and just Yuri and stuff like. It's so cute. It's made by Studio Lane, who I love. Like all the stuff they've made. I haven't like read any of the other stuff because I'm still working through Please Be Happy. But like it all just looks so cute and wholesome while also making you cry. Like in one of the most recent episodes I've recorded that I haven't put up yet, I actually started crying, which I haven't done at all while recording anything. And like, oh, I love it. Clone Theory is breaking, Lamech. Where do I find the girl love? Where do you find your own girl love or girl love manga? Because manga, I got some pretty good recommendations right here. Except for I Can't Believe I Slept With You is like, okay. I just kind of put it there because it was on my bookshelf. I was like, I just have a lot to put on there. But yeah, no, I love Whisper Me a Love Song, Bloom Into You, The Summer I Wish You Were There. These are like ongoing things, except for Bloom Into You, it is over. I just haven't finished it yet because the volumes are never like available anywhere. So yeah, that's like these are honestly like my favorite kinds. Like whenever like can't words because it's 11 p.m. for you right now. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to be keeping you up so late. It's only 4:09 for me. Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's rough. But I also get that. The amount of times I'm like, oh, I really want to watch this stream. It starts at 1 a.m. for me. And then I don't. That's one of the reasons I don't tend to watch like too many like live streams. The sacrifice we make as the British. You know what? So valid. Cause like that's just the struggle of doing anything like internationally. Is like, oh, I'll see like the stream like I really want to watch, but like again, like why I don't watch like any live streams while they're live is because like all the ones I want to watch are like at like 1 in the morning, 2 a.m., 11 p.m. And it's like, I should like be going to bed. If I'm not in a bed by 11 or 12, I get cranky. Yeah, that's fun. Well, I'm glad that you're here, even though it's so late over there. Thank you. And then my anime likes. See, this is another instance of like, I know I've seen more anime than the generic mainstream stuff. But, you know, I put like, Fate's not like too mainstream. It's not the most mainstream thing ever. Outside of Fate Zero. Fate Zero is pretty mainstream. It's pretty widely regarded as like a near masterpiece or masterpiece by most people. But then the other stuff is like, it's like Fate. I don't want to watch it. It's too complicated. But I love Fate. It's one of my favorite things of all time. One of the videos I'm working on is just a video about like, hey, I like Fate. All of it. It's all good to me. But Fate Zero, probably my favorite anime of all time. It's so good. And then I love Fate Stay Night by what's their name? Ufotable, the same people who do Demon Slayer. They did Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel, and I love them, and I love the visual novel too. Like, I understand why people don't like the visual novel, because he's very wordy and kind of obtuse with his word choice a lot of the time. But like, I don't know, I still have a great time. Hence why I put out over 100 episodes of it. Huh, because it's an issue. I love Fate too much. And then there's even like the FGO anime, which is so good. I love it, and I am addicted to FGO. I play it basically every day. Oh my gosh, I just realized I forgot to put my horrible gacha addiction on here. That's so bad. Oh no. That's one of like the most important parts of my personality, is how I can't stay off my phone because I'm constantly gotta be grinding the gacha games. And then I love Demon Slayer so much. The most recent season was like, I'm not like too far off from everyone else's opinions. Like, the first season I think is my least favorite, and then season 3 is my second least favorite Demon Slayer character. Oh my gosh, easy Inosuke. Easy. It's either Inosuke. After that, it's either Rengoku or Tengen. But I also really love Tanjiro. He's such a good boy. Can I just have those 4 be my top 3? It's Inosuke, Tengen, and Rengoku, and then Tanjiro. Those 3 can be my, I mean, those 4 can be my top 3. What's your favorite? Oh, because I know that there's someone in here who doesn't like Inosuke. So, ew. Yeah, exactly. Ew, I knew you'd say that you hated Inosuke, my favorite piggy boy. Listen. I hate, like, oh, death fake outs. I'll fight you for Tanjiro. He is my... Hey, I will never say anything bad about Tanjiro. He is such a good boy. I love him. Like, that's one of the reasons, like, a lot of people are like, Inosuke and Zenitsu aren't there in season 3. And I'm like, I'm fine with this. I love Tanjiro. Even if, like, again, going back to a conversation I had recently, he may not be, like, the most, like, central of, like, I don't know how to say this. He feels very supporting in season 3. After the first couple of episodes. I like Zenitsu because he's how we would act if we were actually a demon. That's such a fair... Whenever people talk about him, I hear them say that he's relatable, and I'm like, ew, that's gross. I don't want to relate to Zenitsu. But he really is like, if we were in a world of demons, we would also be like Zenitsu. Hopefully a little less weird towards women, though. Just a little bit. But, you know, the fear thing, absolutely. Oh my gosh, especially the spider demons. I would physically, like... Honestly, Zenitsu handled those guys better while he was awake than I would have, let's be honest. But, like... Is this why I like Armin from AOT? It's why I like... Oh, okay, but Armin is just, like, the best, like, character in Attack on Titan by, like, a mile. Nah, screw the spider demons. Yeah, exactly, like, listen. If you saw, like, a spider with a person's head... Would you act any different than Zenitsu did in that, like, moment? That's like when he was, like, crying and being like, oh, get away from me in that one. I'm like, you know what, valid king. I can't judge you for this one. But yeah, no, Armin is just, like, the best character in Attack on Titan. It's like him and Erwin for me. I just love him. Like, he was like, for me in like the beginning, he was like kind of fine. I'm getting the bug spray for real. Exactly. Listen. Right before the stream started, I looked up at my ceiling. Oh gosh, it's gone. But there was a spider up there, and I was like, I can't reach you. There's so much stuff between us, I wouldn't be able to get to you and without knocking stuff over. So I'll let you live for right now, mostly because I don't want to fight you, and I don't want to break anything. And now that it's gone, I have so much anxiety right now about where it is. Oh, I hate this. But yeah, no. And then we have Spy Family. I haven't finished it yet, but like, it's one of those things, like, if you've noticed, I don't finish a lot of things. But that's because I'm so busy, and I get through things so slowly, that by the time I like get into something, all the new hype things are already out, so I've got to start those, obviously, and then never finish them. But like, I do love Spy Family. It's just so wholesome. And then Attack on Titan, specifically seasons 1 through 3. I like part 1. Spy Family is a comfort. Exactly. Like, it's one of those ones of like, I'm not always in the mood for it, but like, let's say I'm just like sad for no reason, or like, let's say that it was just like a really rough day. I'm like, okay, now it's time for my Spy X Family episode. And then it's so cozy. I love it. And Attack on Titan seasons 1 through 3. Season 4 part 1 was good. And then my biggest problem with it, like, after that is like literally nothing happens in an episode for part 2 onwards. Like, it feels like nothing is happening in each episode. So it was getting to the point of like, not only do I not want to watch it week by week, because that was just actual physical pain, but then it was like, but I feel like it's just kind of wasting my time. It's clearly dragging its feet, not trying to end. So I was like, I think I'm good. I did catch up to it, and I was like, this is fine. It's fine. But season 3 is absolutely peak Attack on Titan, and I will physically fight anyone for that. And then I love Mob Psycho. Mob's is just a good boy. Reagan's such a great character. Honestly, I'm waiting for it all to be done before I continue watching it. That's honestly like the only reasonable way to watch it right now, because especially with like part 2 of season 4, with nothing happening in each episode, and then there being like, you know, obviously like time between part 1 and 2, and then there's like 6 or something months between part 2 and special episode season part 3 special episode 1 or whatever they called it, and then it's another 6 months between that one and then the next episode, and it's like, yeah, no, waiting for it to be done is the best way to watch it. But like, I love all the characters in Mob Psycho. They're all so good. The animation and art style is clearly just incredible. If you've ever seen it, you know that that's how it is. And I haven't finished this one, not because I haven't made time for it, but because I know I'll cry when it's over, you know? So I've just been putting it off for as long as possible. Granted, I do want to get to it eventually, but I'm just not like emotionally available for that right now. And then we have ReZero. ReZero is another one where it's like, didn't the blonde guy lose to Sans for Tumblr Sexy Man? Did he really lose to Sans? I knew that Sans was, oh my gosh. That doesn't surprise me, because I knew that Sans was up there on the Sexy Man list. Like, you know, I like, is it because he's funny? Do people think he's funny? Is that why he's there? But come on, Reagan from Mob Psycho, so much better than, I was about to say from Sans. He's so much better than Sans, but I haven't played Undertale yet. I can't make that judgment. I'm just looking at a character I love and being like, you're better than the funny skeleton man. Come on. Oh, that makes me so sad. I voted for Sans. Yeah, see, well, again, but you're more valid than I am to be mad, because I haven't played Undertales. I know that Sans makes jokes, and that he has a sick song when you fight him. That is where my knowledge begins and ends with Sans. I do want to play Undertale eventually. I will get to it, I promise. But, I just haven't yet. But ReZero, I love ReZero, and there hasn't been any news for season 3 as far as I'm aware. But it's like, that and Konosuba are like the things that make me go, maybe isekai isn't trash, you know? Maybe there is hope for this whole genre of anime to not be terrible. Just because, like, and there's such complete opposites where like ReZero is just all tragedy and it's so dark and brooding, and then Konosuba is just like, let's just be funny little goofballs the whole time. But no, I love them. What's his name? Subaru, one of my favorite like MCs of all time. I say after just forgetting his name, honestly. Subaru, and oh my gosh, I also forgot. It's been so long since I've seen Konosuba. What's his name? The main guy. Anyways, the main guy. I love both of them. They're such complete opposite ends of the spectrum. I love Sans Patrick voice. What is Sans Patrick voice? Is that just like his little that thing? Or is it like Patrick doing Sans voice? I don't know what that is. Anyways, books. I didn't write books properly. I forgot the S because there's more than one book here. And shut up, they're not boring, you are. All right, listen, I love reading. I've recently gotten back into it because of a friend. I took such a long break from reading, but I love to read. He embodies, he embodies Patrick energy. Okay. Yeah, you know, I'll get more of that when I eventually do play it, because it's one of those things like I've avoided all spoilers for, because people are actually really good about not spoiling Undertale. Like, it's like, what, like a decade-old game? And I know nothing about it. I know so little about Undertale. I know that there's a little person that you play as, and a flower, and a goat, and then some skeletons. Sans voice is a very short clip of Patrick saying, "Maybe it's the way you're dressed." The first bit of maybe. Oh my gosh, if that's true, that's so funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh. But yeah, no, I love books. I love to read. My favorites are Percy Jackson. Just recently started reading the Lunar Chronicles, and I loved it so much I bought the whole series. Sans is Patrick. Oh, but I've just been kind of plowing through the series. I can't spell blah. Listen, it's so late for you over there. You're so valid in not being able to spell right now. That like, oh, I got so scared. I saw myself buffering. I was like, oh no, it's over. It's finally ending. You actually didn't know that? Yeah, I didn't know that either. But it's like, it's such a fun series. Good isekai anime for you. The Great Cleric. I've never heard of Great Cleric. Ooh. You know, I'm glad that this is getting saved to the channel so I can go back and see that. Because, like, I'm so down for other good isekai because I'm like, I love the idea of it. I think everyone likes the idea of it. But it's just we got flooded with so many that it was like... and most of them weren't good. So it's like, yeah, isekai as a genre is bad. Oh, the anime... Oh, you've also watched that? Okay, maybe I'll have to check that out. Oh, I'll definitely have to check that out. I need to get better at like actually finishing things, so I don't start this one, get halfway through it, and then go, I like this. I'm never gonna finish it though, because that is 90% of things for me. But I also love the Inheritance Cycle, and this was like a childhood one for me. I love Aragon. I love that whole series. It's so good. Like the first book is super, like derivative of Star Wars, like it's so clear. But not only do I think it's a good version of Star Wars, not saying like there's anything against Star Wars, but like I just like it, even though it is very derivative of Star Wars. And past the first book, it like so becomes its own thing. High School Prodigies have it easy in another world is good too. Oh, that's another one I haven't heard of. Okay, you know what? Considering our opinions are so close, I definitely have to check these out, and I'll probably like them. Maybe that'll, like, in a stream a week or two from now, I can come back and be like, oh my gosh, I love them. They're such good recommendations. Thanks. And then I also just love fantasy books, so I obviously love Brandon Sanderson books. He writes some of the best stuff ever. And then you have Jenna Moresi books, she's actually like a YouTuber who like puts out a lot of writing tips. And you know what? They're so valid because she writes great books. Nothing, like she only put out 3 books and none of them are bad. They're all really good. I love them. And then now you can come back in a week and hate them. Oh, you know what? That's the thing. Like, if I like them, then I know I can come to you for recommendations because our opinions are so the same. But if I hate them, then it's just more about like, you know, us not being clones of each other. And then Rock, Paper, Scissors is kind of like a one-off mystery book that I read recently. Because again, I've recently just gotten back into reading because I took like such a long break from it. I'm like, this is a good one. I basically just went to my Goodreads and was like, what do I like? What do I like? And then I just started the Red Rising trilogy. Is like a book that I read years ago, got the next 2 books for, fell off of reading, and I was like, I don't remember what happened in the first book. I know it's about Red Rising, ? And then I moved on. And see, you know, a funny part about this whole presentation is I don't remember what's on here at all. So I'm like, what's the next slide? I don't know. Oh, other hobbies. I love to write. I want to be a writer when I like, you know, it's a goal I'm working towards. I was about to say I want to be a writer when I grow up, but I'm like, I'm 22, almost 23. I am grown up. Maybe not mentally, but physically I am. But I love to write. It's what I want to do. And I love to draw. It's also what I want to do, even if I'm not very good at it and it takes a while. And I just like to work out in general. It's such a like a relaxing thing. It's not really relaxing in the moment, but once you get done with it, and you're just like all tired and everything. It's like, oh, I just worked out all the stress in my body. And hiking, going along with me, like just loving to be outside and moving. Hiking is like the best form of that. It's something I don't do often because I'd actually have to like spend gas to get there for. But you know, I do it whenever I can, and I love it. And then sometimes sports, you know, I can put a ball in a hoop. Not very hiking. Oh, I thought about that. I would just have to find a way to actually like have internet up there, but I'd be so down for that. Oh my gosh, one of the stupidest things. You complimented me on having common sense for a VTuber. Not a very common sense moment was I was like, man, today's just been a rough day, and I just want to go for a good old hike. Let me not tell anybody. And then while I was up there, obviously, I have a taser, so I brought that with me. Because I was like, you know, just in case I run into any creeps or animals or anything, I can give them a little zap or scare them away. So I go up there, and by the time I get there, the traffic was so bad. I left when the sun was like in the middle of the sky, and the traffic was so bad that by the time I got there, the sun was almost down. So I was like, I'll just go for like a 10, 20-minute hike, and then I'll come back. 10 minutes in, there's just no one around anymore. And I see a little bit of movement, and I look up, and I don't know if it was a cougar or a mountain lion, but it's just a cat that is like twice the size of my dog, just bounding away. And it moved so fast that I'm like, if that was coming in the opposite direction towards me, I'd be dead. So, you know, that could make for a good stream. You know, I'd have a very awkward ending, but I'd be so down to do a hiking stream. That'd be so fun. What else do I got on here? Oh, other VTubers that I like to watch. Because I was like, you know, being a VTuber who's streaming now, I'm like, I should probably... DarkBender found dead in the woods after missing for 3 weeks. Exactly. It was such an awkward story to come back and tell people, because I'm like, hey guys, you know that dumb thing that is recommended that you should never do? I did it. It's a good thing I came back. Otherwise, I would be eaten right now. Ha 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 ha. But I'm like, as like a VTuber, I'm like, maybe I should just like talk about like other VTubers that I like. Maury Calliope was the first like VTuber that I ever watched. I don't really watch her much anymore, but I'm like, I gotta give a shout out, as if a shout out from me would like change her numbers at all, but I gotta give a shout out to like the person who like got me interested in VTubing in the first place, you know? Because like I had like VTubing had been like a thing for a while, and then I was like never that interested in it. I was like, yeah, it's like a cool thing that people do. I never had anything against it, never like cared much towards it. I was like, it's just another way for people to stream and stuff. But then I started watching and I'm like, oh, VTubing's kinda sick. I like it a lot. And then after that, I really love Grimmy VT. Don't know why I said VTV. Anyways, Lucy Pyre, Nova Alkami, SS Issa, Rin Penrose. I was actually watching one of Rin Penrose's streams while getting everything ready for this today. It was such a fun time. And then Annalise, she got me through working on all this stuff. She's been doing streams of her reading Bram Stoker's Dracula, and I've never read it, but I wanted to. And she has such a great voice for it. Rin, the British rep, exactly, the British rep, and she's so good. Oh, I love her. Like I was just watching her again today while I was getting everything ready. And I was like, man, do I really need to go live, or can I keep watching this? Because I wasn't like her live at the time, but I was like, I could just keep watching this. But I did schedule to go live today. Maybe I should like do that and stuff. But no, she's so great. And then Yuna Kitsunebi is... Did I skip over her name when I was first reading this? I think I did. She's been, as far as I can tell, because I only started watching her when she like put out like her debut and stuff like that. But in her debut, she was talking about like how she's been streaming for a while. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool. But she's new to VTubing itself, a lot like me. And so it's like, I really liked her stream. So I was like, I just want to talk about the people that I like on here. Don't necessarily know if I have much to say, but I do like all of these people if you're looking for any other VTubers. My goals. Happiness and joy. Semi-realistic goals. By this time in 2024, I want to potentially have... Okay, before I go into this, I would like to say I intentionally put goals that I think I might not be able to reach, because it pushes me harder to reach them, essentially. Like, if I put a goal in that I know I can reach, then like I'm not gonna work as hard towards it, because I'm like, yeah, I can do that. It's easy. So I was like, I'm gonna go a little out of the box. I went not a little out of the box, but a little harder for myself. I would love to have, by this time next year, I would love to have 1,000 subscribers, monetization / YouTube like partner. Just because, like, you know, if I have 1,000 subscribers, why not? I have a scripted channel which I've posted a whole 2 videos to in 2 months. Did I say that right? I have a scripted channel where I post scripted content. And I would love to be able to like consistently post there, like find time to do that, whether that be like me writing and working on streams, because I do want to start doing like writing streams and like general work kind of streams, just because I think that would be fun, you know? And then by this time next year, I also want to have collab with 3 other VTubers on 3 different streams. And the funny part about this is, after I made this slide, I went on Twitter, saw someone asking for like if anyone wanted a collab, and was like, heck yeah, I'd love to. So we have a collab on Thursday. And there's like a lot of other VTubers there. It's going to be like a big Among Us Goose Duck collab, and I'm really excited for it. Also really nervous. I have so much anxiety whenever I think about it, because I'm like, other people are scary. But I had to actually come back here to change it, because I'm like, I can't just do with 3 other VTubers. There's like 11 of us in that group chat. So I was like, on 3 different streams. So it's not all just taken care of there, because I'm like, I feel like that's kind of cheating. Oh, thank you. I've got my fingers crossed, because like I saw like the group chat, and I was like, oh, these are such fun people. But like, how do I put this? They're more, I want to say they're more aggressive than I am, if that makes sense. I think that's like the best way to put it. Is like, they're all a bit more aggressive than I am. Not in like a bad way or anything, but like in a fun kind of party way. But I'm the kind of person, when I go to a party, I will find the one person I know or the one person I click with and then hang out with them the whole time and not talk to anyone else. But I'm gonna do my best. And then another one of my goals is obtain a full body. Like, you know, again, we talked about at the beginning of the stream, nothing wrong with no legs, gang. Same though. Yeah, kids, listen. When you go to a party, especially if it's a party where people know each other, and it seems like a lot of people in this chat know each other, so I'm like the odd one out here. That's a little scary. Give this man so exactly. I want to obtain my full body by this time next year. Obviously, I would just like need to commission that from Kiora, my incredible artist. But that's like my goal. Like, I want to be able to like save up enough money to commission more from her, because she's incredible, and I would love to have a full body and more expressions. So I'm like, I just gotta work on that, you know? Gotta work on being better with my money. And then I also want to do art streams, and I want to become a semi-decent digital artist, because on Twitter I put out a thing being like, hey, I want to practice drawing on my sketch pad or digital art pad, because I'm not very good at it. I don't expect anything great from it, because it's just me practicing. So I got a bunch from that. I'm really looking forward to those art streams, and you guys get to see how not good I am. Like, I think I'm decent, like with just a normal pen and pencil in my hand, but like as soon as you like give me like that art tablet, I'm like, oh no, I don't know how to art anymore. What are basic shapes? How do you even hold a pencil anymore? Autodesk Sketchbook is free and works wonderfully. Ooh, I've never heard of that one. I use Clip Studio Paint, and I really, conceptually, I really like it. But it's just like, there's so many tools to it, so I've been like watching so many classes on like how to use all the tools. What do all the tools do? How do you use layers? All of this kind of stuff. How do you use clipping masks? And it's like, oh, this is so much. And again, it feels like I have to reteach myself how to like use a pencil, especially since like my lines are so not smooth on it. But like that's cool that you actually like Autodesk with like a good free one. That's fun. Just because like the hardest part of like getting into digital art was being like, hey, I have to like buy 1,000 extra things. I have to get. Autodesk is very beginner friendly. It's what I use when I'm biased. Honestly, a very beginner friendly one sounds like what you should use when you're a beginner though. Like maybe that's what I should have done instead of being like, I'm just gonna jump into this thing with like the tutorial I'm looking at is on Skillshare, and it's like 20-30 hours long of just people explaining what the tools do. I'm like, oh, this isn't overwhelming at all. But another thing that I want to do is finish the first draft of a book. Because again, I've talked about it, but I want to be a writer. And I've been working on like writing for so long. And I do want to do writing streams just because they sound fun. I don't know how I'll do them. I've watched a couple other people do them, but I'm like, how do I entertain people while also writing? Because I'm very much so like a person of like, let me just put on my nice chill vibe music and then I'll just sit there and type away, and then an hour will pass. I'm like, oh, I haven't moved in a while, that's a little bad. But moving on, more about me. I should probably go past that, but here's like a little Q&A session. Is there anything that you guys would like to know? Because after this we just have, I believe it's just lore next. We get a little lore drop. Ooh. But so yeah, if there's anything that you guys would like to know, then ask away, and if not, then we can just get into the next slides. Just because like after the lore bit, we are essentially done. Thoughts on mint chocolate chip ice cream? See, I hate mint. It's like it's one of my least favorite tastes of all time. So I'm just, that's just like not a good thing for me, because I like know people love mint and chocolate. I don't like it, and I don't like mint in ice cream, and I see it, I'm like, ugh. I'm guessing, if I had to guess, you probably like it, question mark? Another difference? Oh. Because yeah, like I can't even like handle the smell of it. Like mint toothpaste barely tastes like mint at all, but like the smell of it after that is just like, stop, ew, no, get this out of my mouth, I hate this. And ever since I became old enough to buy my own toothpaste, I've never done mint. I do like it because it's peppermint and not spearmint, which is oh! So we're kind of the opposite, where I don't like the peppermint. I didn't know what spearmint was until just this second, but I don't mind the taste of it as toothpaste. So you know what? That explains it. And I do think it's funny though. Some of the things that we differ on is like, hey, you prefer showers as opposed to baths, whereas I oppose baths to showers. And it's like, you prefer peppermint and not spearmint. I'm like, you know, spearmint's a bit better than peppermint. That's funny. But yeah, no, if there are any other questions, if there aren't, well, talking is difficult, especially when hang on, I'm just going to take a quick little drink of water. I just looked down and saw that we've been streaming for an hour and a half, and my mouth is dry. Hang on. Whoop. There we go. It's just radiating sibling energy. Honestly, so true. Hydrate or die. Exactly. See, I didn't think that I'd ever have to be told, like, by chat, like, hydrate, remember to take care of yourself. I'm like, that's gonna be so easy for me. If you've ever watched any of my videos, I chug like a water bottle of video, basically. Like, after an hour, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so caught up in all this. I hadn't taken a sip in an hour and a half. Hang on. Oh. There we go. That's fun, but what is the next slide? Lore? Yes, we do got some lore. I had a lot of fun just putting all this down, just cause I think lore is just like one of the more unique things between like each VTuber, especially like, I don't like, not to like be immersion breaking, but like seeing like how differently people handle it, I guess. Like some people will be like, no, you'll have to find out like anything about my backstory from like me dropping small hints through my videos. Other people will be like, here's my entire lore. Here's everything that's happened to me in my life in the past like 25 years. And I was like, okay. But yeah, with that being said, let's just do some reading voice and then we can get into this. Some time ago, I awoke in a small temple, alone with nothing but the clothes on my back. Leaving the temple, I found a dark and corrupted world. As night fell, monsters known as shadows would emerge, seeking out any living creature they could find. Like a parasite, they would attach themselves to animals, plants, people, even the planet itself. But not me. For some reason, the unattached shadows completely left me alone. Shortly after leaving the temple, I came upon a small village being attacked by shadows, and the shadow infected. I ran to help, not knowing how I would, but feeling compelled to do so all the same. While trying to save the villagers, I realized I was stronger than they were, strong enough to fight back against the shadows. And when I found myself struggling as more and more shadows swarmed the village, I somehow summoned forth a dual-bladed scythe. I don't know how I did it or where it came from, but it felt right for me to use it. It felt like it was meant to be used against the shadows. After defeating the shadows, the scythe seemed to have collected a small piece of each it had slain, and I could control these small shadows, use them as weapons, and use them to make myself momentarily stronger, and for some odd reason, I could weave them into my hood. I couldn't do this with anything else, but for some reason my hood could collect the shadows. I don't understand its purpose yet. Talking to the villagers, I discovered that the rest of the world was plagued by the shadows just as they were, and that they've never seen someone who seems to be immune to their infection. That's when I decided that it was up to me to find a way to stop this. I carried a weapon meant for culling them, I was strong enough to fight back, and I could even use the ones I had slain as power. Ah, went too far. In my travels to stop the shadows, I stumbled upon a temple. At first, it seemed like all the other temples I had come across in my travels, an old building forgotten to time, but I couldn't have been more wrong. This temple housed portals to other worlds. I thought that this was how I'd save everyone, send them through these portals to worlds that weren't corrupted, getting them away safely while I stayed behind to end the corruption. I soon discovered that I couldn't send people or objects through the portals. I could, however, pull objects from other worlds into my own. Knowing this, I knew what I needed to do. Get myself a computer, mic, consoles, and games so I can start streaming. I still plan to save the world, but I need some fun in my life. And that's presentation over. You may clap now. I had a fun time writing that, especially I love how serious it all is until that last part. That's my favorite part of it all. I need some more water. Oh my gosh, my mouth is so dry. Oh, thank you for the applause. I appreciate it. Bravo. Oh, thank you. And now with that being said, when I was talking about in my last, oh wait, oh, there's one more thing to do. I was about to be like, well, that's pseudo the debut over. If you guys wanted to, we could like jump into like games and stuff, but there's actually one more thing. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, all the applause. Oh, shower me with it. But I promised to explain the technical issues because I was so vague about it when I was like talking like, oh, I had to postpone and I can't do it today. I'm so sad. Okay. Hang on. Oh. Now that we're just chatting, I can now move to the just chatting screen. Hey guys, that presentation was a long one. My brain got so caught up in it, like, I don't have other screens. I can't do other things. Excuse me, I was taking another sip of water. But basically, what happened was, I had done some, okay, there's so much context for this. Not so much context, my brain's just scattered all over the place. Basically, I didn't want to do anything to potentially hurt how the algorithm sees my channel. So I didn't want to like do like a bunch of practice, like too many practice streams without any viewers outside of like me viewing myself, basically. I'm like, that I didn't know how that would impact the algorithm, if it would like if it would like present my channel worse to people, essentially, that kind of thing, if it wouldn't like present me as much. So I was like, okay, I'll just basically make like a burner Twitch account and just go from there. And I'll just do all my streams, like all my practice streams over yonder. So doing that, I was like getting through, I saw that everything was like working pretty well. I'm like, oh, this is so awesome. This is great. And then on October 2nd was the day when I was like, I finalized basically everything for the debut. I got everything I needed presented and ready. And I was like, okay, the last thing I need to do is just set it all up in like OBS and on YouTube's end so that I can get it all taken care of. But I was like, I'm exhausted. I spent Thursday afternoon to Sunday afternoon working straight on just debut stuff. And I was like, I'm just gonna go take a break. I'm gonna leave and go just relax for a bit. So I did that for a little too long, admittedly. Got home by like 12:55 when I could set it all up. Hit start stream so I could get it all set up in there. And then YouTube told me, haha, you want to start streaming in 24 hours? And I was like, huh, what do you mean in 24 hours? No, I want to start streaming now and get it all set up. And then it told me, no, we're worried you might be a bot or a scammer. So we're not going to let you stream for another 24 hours to see if you just really want to. And I'm like, what? I looked up so much about streaming on YouTube. I watched probably 15 videos about what to do when you're streaming for YouTube, how to get ready for it all, what it's all about. And not once did I ever see it mentioned that after you hit the start stream button, you couldn't then stream for another 24 hours if it's your first time. And so, after I had built up for like over a month on like Twitter and Reddit and on TikTok and on my YouTube channels, not once. I mean, I was always building up to October 2nd. And so from like 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. On the 2nd, I was trying to get in contact with YouTube to just be please, like, please, that never happened to you? Oh, I'm really glad that never happened to you, but I guess that's another technology hates me thing. Cause I'm like, I don't know, I would think I'm a bot. I'm a verified channel, and I have like, I don't know what makes it think that I would be a bot. Because I don't think I give off very body energy. Again, I'm verified, I've been putting up a lot of content, people are watching, you know? So I'm like, why does it think I'm a bot or a scammer of some kind? I don't get it. But yeah, no, I just spent like, I spent so long trying to get in contact, again, like basically 4-ish hours at like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. trying to get in contact with YouTube support to be like, please, I'm not a bot. I've set up for the stream. I've had messages from people telling me that they're going to be here and I don't want to let anyone down and I've been so excited for this day. Please, can I stream? After sending in 1,000 messages to every place I could possibly find, I got nothing back. So I eventually went, man, I need to sleep. So I slept till like 7 a.m., got up and started working. And while I was working all throughout that day, I was constantly being like, hey, YouTube, can I stream? Can I stream today? Hey, YouTube, can I stream? And they said no. I mean, they didn't actually say no. They ignored me, which I think is a lot worse. So that's like around 1 is when I was then put out like, oh, I gotta say something. I can't just let people like anyone show up and then be disappointed that there's nothing here. Like, that would be the worst look. I'd rather have people think that I'm dumb or bad with technology than just not be a no-show. So I was like, oh man, if I had just done it like when I had finished everything else and just like finished out the day, I would have been able to start streaming on the right day. But you know, we're here now, and I'm having a good time. So you know, I think we're all good. Yeah, with that being said, we're essentially like at the end of, do I have anything else on this? Hang on, let me click. No, okay, we're all good on the presentation. Okay, I just wanted to double check because I'm like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. But yeah, that's basically debut stuff over. So I want to leave it up to you guys. I did say when I was talking about, hey, I'm going to move it to the 3rd, that after this, we would probably play some horror games and stuff like that. But I also kind of wanted to get a feel for how people were doing. What's the art hashtag for Twitter again? I forgot. Oh, ArtBender. Or if you just wanted to like tweet it to me, like those are both good ways for me to see it. And my username on there is just DarkBender102. But because of how long this has been going on, I'm like, I know people probably have like things to get to and stuff. So even if this was on the 2nd as opposed to the 3rd, I was going to ask this anyways. Like, if people want the stream to keep going, then we can. But if people are also like, you know what, a 2-hour stream's like good enough for today, we can play some horror games tomorrow, because that's what I plan to do. I won't be able to start streaming until, okay, I'm coloring it right now. I'm following you already, but I wanted to use, okay, oh, thank you. Because I wanted to get a feel for if people were like wanting me to continue streaming for today, because again, 2 hours is like not a bad length for a stream, so I just kind of want to get like a feel for everyone. How do people want to move over to games or call it there and do some late night gaming tomorrow? What's the vibes? Because I kind of planned today to be able to go either way. So then I could just do either. Because I don't want to like people to be like, oh, I want to keep watching, but I have stuff to do. So I don't want to like miss it. And if we do want to play games, then I do got some horror games lined up. If you want to keep streaming, then keep streaming. It's nice to listen while drawing. 2 hours is good. I don't know. Me has no brains. You know what? That's so fair. Because that's like the type of person I am. Like, you know, if I wanted to keep streaming, like which I do, I really am enjoying streaming. I could just like quickly set up a game and we could talk about what games we want to play. But if people were like, nah, I gotta head out, then I'd be like, okay, we'll probably end there here. But if we are good to keep going, then I might just Here, let me look at the games lined up so I can give you guys like a better thing for it. Hang on. So we have a couple options. We could start with Amnesia. I put Amnesia on like the schedule just because I wanted to put something there, not just vague horror game consistently. Play Undertale, you coward. Okay. You know what? I would, but I don't currently have it downloaded. So that would probably mess with this. Now, honestly, we probably could. It would probably just mess with the stream for like a little bit. Maybe we should do a different game tonight, and then we could do Undertale a different night when I actually have it downloaded. Because I don't know how well the stream would handle me downloading Undertale. Otherwise, I would. Because that would be funny. Are your eyes purplish, blue, or bluish blue? Oh, purplish blue. Oh my gosh, I can't read. I'm so illiterate. My eyes are bluish blue. I thought you put purplish as a different color than blue, and then I was asking if my eyes were blue or bluish blue. I can read. I am very good at this. But, because, like, it's October, so I was like, we should be, like, horror-related. My crusty phone quality is betraying me. No, that's valid. But we have Amnesia. We have Resident Evil 1 Remake. We've got Soma and Cry of Fear. Those are kind of like the four that I was like, let's get, like, these ones lined out for if people want to, like, keep going. So I was like, I could figure, like, if you guys want to vote on that. And, oh, maybe, is there a way I can do a poll? How do I do polls? Hang on. Engage with your audience. Start poll. Oh, I can do things. Wait. Like, I see that there's only 3 people here, but you know what? 3 votes is better than none. Which game? Add option. Hang on. Amnesia. Soma. Cry of Fear. Is that what it's called? Is that? Yeah, Cry of Fear. Okay. And then what was the other one that I said? Oh, Resident Evil 1 Remake. Add option. Wait, did I say Resident Evil 4? I meant Resident Evil 1 Remake. One. Remake. I can type. Can you tell that I work on a computer all day by how long this is taking me to do? Alright, start poll. Oh, this is... But honestly, if we're not in the mood for horror... Ooh, and what is happening? It's going all weird on me. I don't know if you guys are... No, you can't see that. Okay, that's fine. I also need to close my window really quick. Oh, Amnesia's at 100%. Yeah, the main reason I put, like, Amnesia on the schedule, because I'm like, I'd rather put... Hang on, I'm trying to close my window really quick, sorry. Window, will you close? Hang on. Ugh. Amnesia, because I can't brains. You know, that's so fair. There are books blocking my window. Hang on. There we go. The lighting was just kind of like making it harder for like my face cam to pick me up. How do I... Oh, yep. Well, ooh. We got 1 vote for the Resident Evil remake. Oh, so I guess that means we'll be going with Amnesia then. All right. I'm just going to end the poll there. Boink. And then... Oh, it shows it up. It shows it up there. That's fun. Okay. Let me just really quick. I'm gonna step out. So then I can grab, because to show how like scatterbrained I was today, I didn't set up my controller to be able to play it when we moved to playing things. So so we'll be. I'm just gonna step out just super duper fast, and I'm just gonna go grab that. Uh-oh, where's me? There we go. There we go. Okay, we do be back. Okay, let me move over to the gaming screen really quick. There we go. Bump. Sick. He's gone still. How dare, don't you steal my moon? How dare, how dare. I was gonna say which one, because there's two of them. There's the one for my presentation, then the one there. It'd be the one there. I confuse myself sometimes. It's very fun. All right, boop, boop. There we go. Okay. And then we pull that back up. But you know what, honestly? You know, Outlast, not Outlast. What the freak was I saying about Outlast? Hang on, hang on. Oh, is it gonna pop up right? Is it gonna pop up right? Oh. Okay. Wait, no, I need to escape. Hang on. Do not worry. The world of amnesia. Oh, I've been clicking escape to try and get out of... Because it doesn't look like it... Oh, I messed up. Oh, I'm the silly goose. Hang on. Boink. Scenes. Let me go like this. I definitely... Where's the game? Where's the game? See, somehow in all my testing, the only thing that I didn't actually test was, like, the game itself. Don't know how I managed that one, but really quick, how did the game sound? It was on there for a little bit. Did the game sound okay? So you're gonna play the new Avatar: The Last Airbender game that is definitely not a scam? Oh yeah, that like PS2 looking yeah, definitely, totally. Is it popping up? Sound good. I couldn't see anything though. Yeah, I had it like on the wrong layer, so I had to like quickly readjust everything. Is it? You still can't see it, huh? Hang on. Let me. Oh, I know how to fix it. For some reason, it wants us to be playing Resident Evil 4 right now. Ah, did that work? What? No. Hang on. The scuff continues, but the scuff is fine. Oh, wait, no, it's there. Wait. Oh. Bonk. There we go. Wait, one more time really quick. I just need to pull you guys back up, basically, because I messed up the chat box. There we go. Okay. It's there. Yeah, we're here. We got it. Now we can actually play. I definitely didn't accidentally skip through some of the text at the beginning that was explaining some of the lore while trying to be like, oh no, I need my mouse. The things aren't working right now. Oh no. But anyways, the world of amnesia is a dangerous place and you are extremely vulnerable. Do not try to fight the enemies encountered. Instead, use your wits, hide, or even run if necessary. I don't like you telling me to use my wits. I don't have a lot of those. The interplay between light and dark is very important to the game, and because this is vital to set up the gamma correctly, use the slider control below to do so. Adjust it until the square at the right is barely visible. Also, make sure to play in a dark room and wear headphones are for the best effect. Dark room isn't exactly, just the square on the right is barely visible. There we go. That looks, wait, there we go. Can't exactly play in a dark room. That's the one hard part of being a VTuber while playing horror games. Is that you can't really play in dark rooms unless I had like a key light like right on my face, which I could, but that hurts my eyes. That is all. Hope you enjoy immersing yourself in the world of amnesia. Continue. I'm so glad it sounds good, and if it ever like at any point is like too loud or too quiet, just let me know and then I can change it for y'all. DarkBender. There we go. Can I use the controller for that part? Oh, I can. Oh, wait. There you go. Is loud. Okay. Then let's go ahead and go like this. And then let's go ahead and turn that down a little bit. Because that is a lot louder than it was on the loading screen and everything. There we go. How is that now? Hopefully not too loud. Although, because I mean, granted, it's not like that big of an issue. It takes like 2 seconds to change. If it's too quiet or too loud, I can just instantly just like get over to it and just like slightly adjust it. And yes, to anyone just joining us, we are currently playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which I'm so excited for because, again, as we talked about earlier, like, it's just a game that I've never actually played before, and I've been purposely staying away from it from years so that I can get like a fresh experience for it. Okay, I think? I don't know how to judge volume comparison. Well, I guess like if it's too loud, like that you can't hear me over the game, then like that would be like if I'm louder than the game is, but the game is loud enough for you to be able to hear it, I guess. Yeah, it's whatever you feel comfortable with. That sort of thing, you know? So if it's okay, then we can get into it. Woo! Normal or hard? Hang on. The way the game was designed to be played, enemies will spot you more easily, tinderboxes and oil. Maybe one more tick down. Okay, yeah, I can do a little tick down. Boink, boink. Boink. Just another little tick. There we go.